I promised you one of the stars of the new Dance for Your Life film, and I am coming through, everyone, with Savannah Pillay. I'm so excited to have her on the show. Now, Savannah is a professionally trained dancer who completed full-time training at Brent Street Dance in 2024 and 2025. And as we know, Brent Street is featured in the Dance Life series and also Dance for Your Life film, which we're very excited about. With comprehensive training across all styles since the age of 3, her professional credits include performing as an NBA halftime dancer in Abu Dhabi with Project 30, appearing on America's Got Talent with Paris Cav for Project 30, as well as work in many music videos and K-pop skeleton crews. This is a cool concept. She talks about this in the show. She's also a cast member in the new upcoming film, as I've mentioned, Dance for Your Life, releasing in cinemas around Australia on April 2nd. So make sure you go and see it. But yeah, let's talk about her experience in the film, her experience as a dancer, the whole audition process, what it looked like on set, when they were rolling and when they weren't rolling. Lots of interesting, juicy stuff here from Savannah. So excited. Okay, let's get on with the show.
I'm Josephine Lancuba. Welcome to Studio Talent Collective, the podcast for dance and performing arts studio owners. Let's leap in.
Today, I'm joined by dancer Savannah Rose Pillay, who is part of the next generation of performers emerging from Brent Street and featured in the upcoming film Dance for Your Life, which follows young dancers chasing professional opportunities on the international stage. Now, for all the listeners, before we dive into this conversation, if you've been living under a rock, of course, there was a season, a television series of Dance Life, which followed a group of dancers from Brent Street's 2022 graduating class. Now, Savannah was not in the original series, but she's featured in the related feature film, which we're very excited about. And it's an Australian documentary movie hitting the cinemas on April 2nd, so make sure you go and see it. In the film, the dancers compete for a spot in an international company, and it features the mentorship of Janet Jackson's main dancer and choreographer, Dean Lee. And it also showcases the high stakes of the dance industry. Welcome to the show, Savannah.
Hi. Hi.
So excited to have you here. I was a big fan of Dance Life when it first came out. So this must be so exciting for you to be a part of this project.
Yeah, it really is. We just had the workshops, and Jade would ask me this question because I told her about it all the time. When we did our Q&A, she would always ask, so Savannah, what made you go to Brent Street? Because the whole reason I went to Brent Street was actually the first season of Dance Life.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
So it was a really full circle moment because the show is what made me go to Brent Street. If there was no show, I wouldn't have been at Brent Street probably.
Yeah, that's so cool. And what a way to introduce it to you. I think that's what makes it so clever. For you, it was very specific. The dream was you saw the Dance Life series and you wanted to go specifically to Brent Street. But for others, I think that inspiration of just having dance on our screens, will bring so many people to dance in general, whether it be through their local community or studios. Not everyone's, going to make the trip to Brent Street, but I think it's just beautiful that it brings people to dance, and we need more of that. Don't you think?
Yes, of course.
Now, let's start from the beginning before we get into all the fun stuff, all of the Brent Street stuff, all of the international trip and the television, the filming, of the feature. How did your dance journey begin? Where are you from? How did it all start?
I'm originally from Melbourne, Victoria. I started at 4 years old with the mains, jazz, ballet and tap. Purely because I couldn't stand still at home, so mum and dad were get her in a dance class. And then, I just haven't stopped since then.
Yeah. I love that. Did you ever dream of doing anything other than dance growing up, or was it or was it always just, I love dance, this is it?
It was always dance, but there were points I did want to like be a vet or be a nurse, but I think they were just little glimpses of like little dreams I wanted to do. But dance was always right in front for me.
It's interesting you say vet and nurse because both of those are caring positions.
Yes.
Do you see yourself as a caring type? Like, do you find yourself to be like an empath or?
Yes, definitely. I'm a sensitive one too.
Okay.
And I think that is from dance. All my emotions from dance, because we're so good at emoting and all of that. So yeah.
Well, from a performance point of view, absolutely.
Yeah.
How do you find that you say you have these character traits,
Yeah.
and you bring that through your dancing? How do you do that? How do you bring that through? Look, because we know that some people really struggle to bring that raw emotion to the stage. So is there a process or is that a natural thing for you? Like, how does that happen for you?
I think it is different for everyone. It's the same thing as like some people are more shy to cry in front of others compared to another person. But I think from a young age, I've always been a really big performer. So I was always the girl that they were like, okay, calm down now. So I think I've always kind of naturally had it. But yeah, some people do have a process. Some people have to like, if it's a lyrical and a sad thing, they have to think about something sad that's happened to them so that they can dance about it. Or if they're doing like a fierce jazz, they have to picture themselves in a spotlight on stage in like a red sparkly dress, something like that. Like put yourself into the setting where that dance should be. And then, it's all imagining.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Brent Street, you mentioned you saw Dance Line. I'm assuming you've been dancing at your local studio for many years, I'm assuming. Is that right?
Yes, yeah.
And then you see Dance Line and you're like, I'm going to go to Brent Street.
Yeah.
What does that look like? We know like Brent Street's like a legacy studio, right? So people know it. It's a household name, especially industry-wise. Like people know, in Australia anyway, who Brent Street is. But aside from I saw it on Dance Life and now I'm going to go, what did that actually look like from a young person's perspective? Like, you have to uproot your life, move into state. I'm assuming there's an audition process. Like what's that actually look like?
So I actually did the audition, I think it was around April-ish of 2023. And audition was great. We had Jacob and Cassie and it was really fun. I was in there with the people from my local studio as well, so I was comfortable. And the audition was great, but for some reason I was like, I don't want to do full-time. Like, I don't want to do it. I just want to stay at home. So I said no. I said no to Lucas, and I was like, sorry.
Oh, wow.
And then I watched the show, and I had been talking about it with Mum for a long time, being like, I don't really know what I want to do. I do want to dance, but I don't know if I want to be stuck in full time and all the, like, a lot of just juggling about, I don't know what I want to do, but I do want to do that, but I don't want to do this. Which is what every year goes through, every full-time year goes through the exact same thing. Because it's 2 years, it's a long time.
And you'd have to move away from home, like this.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And I'm like a big family girl as well. I did year 12 online at home, and my mum was also at home a lot because of my baby brother. So I was with them like 24/7. So we're really close, and we still are. So the first 6 months of me moving was definitely hard. But I don't know, then it just kind of clicked. I found my people, I found my friends, started hanging out more. enjoyed, just like took the time I was at Brent Street and said, I'm just going to enjoy this, because it did go really fast as well. Like, we think 2 years is a long time, but it flew by. But anyways, track back to after the audition, said no, got to like November-ish, and then I watched the series. And I was like, you know what? That looks like really hard. So I want to do it. I've always been like, I love a challenge, and I always love to go do something that a lot of people might be scared of.
Yeah, totally. I mean, look, was there a shift in the elite training? Like, was it elite training in your mind when you got there? Was it different to what you'd been doing, or did you feel like your local studio had prepared you for that moment? I mean, I imagine that there would have been more intensity, but
Yeah.
what's that like for a dancer moving into a more elite training program?
It was definitely more intense, obviously. It was a lot more back-to-back dancing. And obviously, like, 4 different styles in one day, along with theory classes and ballet 3 times a week, and fitness and running around that oval. So it was very...
Just running around the oval?
Yeah, we'd go around for jazz tech class. We'd go around this oval in Entertainment Quarter.
And literally run?
Literally run, yes.
Yeah, I love that. It's like boot camp.
Yeah, it was terrible. It's terrible. No one liked it. Yeah. But yeah, it was I don't think I think the training was still the same intensity as my old studio. My old studio was very, very competitive and competition school, so they were very great. So I think the training was roughly the same. The difference, which made it more intense and harder, was the healthy competition between the other full-timers. Because everyone's from different studios, everyone's from different states. There's so many new people. There's already Brent Streeters that are coming into full-time. So we're all like fighting to be seen, because there's like 95 of us as well. And it's very easy to fall into the shadows.
Yeah, totally. I love that you said fighting to be seen.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you know, dance life coming out of Brent Street. How did you get cast for Dance for Your Life? Was everyone up for it, or was it invitation only? How did that work?
We had to submit online, and then we got, like, everyone who submitted got an email saying whether they got an audition time or not. So I got an audition time, and I was group 1, 9 a.m. Even though I am definitely not a morning person. 9 a.m. And then, yeah, so it was like you were chosen to come into the audition room. So there was basically an audition to get into the audition room as well.
Yeah, yeah. So there was a selection before the selection. How was the audition process, like for the actual film? Was it different to your training?
No. Brent Street really prepared us for this audition. Especially because it was Cassie as well. Everyone fights for Cassie Curry, so everyone's like going ham. But I think the only thing that was obviously different is we're filming in the like warm-up space, or we're filming in the corridor after we come out. That was very new to me. And I thought,
because you've never done anything like this before, right? No. This was your first time. I was going to ask that, like, what was it like having cameras following your training and your daily life, like in the hallways? Like, what did that actually feel like?
To me, I loved it. I liked it. Obviously, at times, there's a bit of time where we're like, okay, like, I just want some space. Or there's some times where you feel like you open up a little bit too much. to the camera, which is always good, but you know, in the moment you're definitely like a bit terrified about what you're saying, especially knowing that this is going public all over Australia.
Yeah. Do you think it changes, because it's a documentary? I know it's not a reality series or anything like that. Like it's documentary style, but it has that essence of reality, I suppose, in some ways. And do you think that the camera changes the way you are? Like, is there any way that it maybe amplifies your personality a little, or maybe censors you a little, like you're mindful of that, do you think?
I think it amplified it for me. Yeah, I had one of our producers and film guys had messaged me, and he's like, you had like all these different personalities, like fierce, sassy, sad, like nonchalant, diva. And I was like, yeah, I am a bit like that. But I think that was my nerves as well. My nerves make me a little bit of a comedian on the camera too. But yeah.
Have you actually seen it yet, or are you? So you've been to the premiere, yeah?
Yeah, we had a little cast preview.
Love that.
It's great, yeah.
Yeah, so you're happy, like you're like, oh my God, did I say that thing?
No, I love it. I love it. There's definitely a lot of good messages as well.
What's the reaction been from your friends and family? I mean, I'm assuming, it comes out April 2nd, hasn't come out yet. Don't know what date this episode's dropping, but it'll be in line with the release. So friends and family haven't seen it yet, but they know that you're in it, right? So what's that been like from them? What's their reaction been?
Family, biggest support ever. They're always my number one supporters. They love it. They keep posting saying my daughter's a movie star and all this. So they're really proud. And I actually said when I was going into the audition to them, I said, I'll be so happy if I make it into the top 40, because there were so many people, and I was going up against
100, wasn't there? From
yeah.
There was a couple hundred people, and it was only one day, right? And you just get cut
whole day. Yeah,
that's crazy. What's that like? Was there any tears? Like, I imagine it must be so upsetting. Imagine being there for like several hours and just being cut. Like, yeah, that's crushing.
Yeah, there were definitely a lot of crushed souls that day. Because it was a very long day. So by the end, everyone was so tired and everyone's fighting for it. So
you got the announcement on the day, like you were told there and then that day that you're in.
Yeah.
What was that like?
That was crazy, because we got told, I didn't even know what time it was, but it was so late in the day. And obviously my first call time was 9 a.m. So by that point, I was like, there was tired tears. It was like, yes, I get to go home tears. And then there was like, wait, I'm in a movie. And me and Sammy, when we both found out, we just both looked at each other. And we were like, we did it. Like Melbourne girls, we did it. So I think we were both just...
What was that you said? Something girls?
Melbourne girls.
Melbourne girls.
Sammy's also from Melbourne, yeah.
So this was
we've always been like this.
A friend?
We knew of each other in Melbourne, but we only became friends when we moved to Sydney, and we instantly got really close. But yeah, we were just hugging each other, and we were bawling our eyes out, ugly crying, and we were just so proud to be coming out of Melbourne. I don't know, in a way, we kind of felt like we had represented Melbourne. In a way.
That makes total sense. I think that's awesome.
Dance and performing arts studio owners, this International Dance Day, do something different that will help you grow your studio business. Studio Biz Summit is the accessible, community-led virtual conference for studio owners. Feel supported and inspired with an incredible lineup of industry mentors. Studio this summit is set to transform your business with more enrollments, profitable solutions, self-care techniques, tangible skills, real leadership discussions, and how to create an aligned business that thrives. Grab your tickets now. It's happening on April 29th, so don't miss out. We also have our Easter ticket drop offer. Check it out now. Head to studiotalentcollective.com/summit. Link is in the show notes.
Did it feel intimidating? I'm imagining, correct me if I'm wrong, so in this audition room, did you have some of the original cast members in there? So that, like, was that a bit intimidating at all? Like being surrounded by original cast, this film crew, what was that like? Or were you like, totally, this is chill, this is easy, I got this?
It was intimidating. I think I'm very good at not being scared, but hiding that I'm scared though, or hiding that I'm intimidated. Yeah, I have my ways of like just brushing it down. I've also got really tough skin, so I'm like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't, blah, 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 all this stuff. Obviously, I really, really wanted it, but I'm not going to show other people, like, if I don't get this, this is the end, you know? Like,
and it's not the end, right?
No.
That's the other bit. This is one of so many opportunities. And
Exactly.
even though like 190 people got disappointed or something, that's,
they're all still
just
dancing.
one of many, I guess. But this is a good one. This is a good one. Tell me about the international part. So what are you actually, you're auditioning in this film, to be in the film. You get in the film. In the film, you are working towards mentorship internationally. Like, tell me, what is the prize? What does that actually look like?
So we the film actually follows the audition process as well, so you'll get to see all of that too. And then fast forward, we go to London. We trained for 10 days, 10 hours majority of the days, each day, with Dean, working on one routine. Great routine, it was so good, and you'll see that in the film as well. For something called Dance Offline, which was just a little dance show showing like different dance routines and all this. But yeah, I guess I'll go, like, there's this whole prize thing and everything, and
Yeah, like we win a contract or something.
yeah, it's a contract, and so you obviously get to go live in London, and then you get to join his company, Shape House.
Which is huge.
Which, yeah, it's so huge.
I know you're not going to tell me who won. Of course you can. I totally get that part. You got to watch the film, everyone, if you want to know that part. That's the bit we're not going to tell you. But the idea is that you're in there, you're in this environment, this intense performance environment. You're working 10 days towards this performance. Someone is selected to essentially go into Dean's professional company and under his mentorship, essentially, and have this contract, international contracts. Like, what a dream, right? I mean, that's living the dream for any young dancer, I imagine.
It is, yeah. But I was gonna say, like, Dean's been one of the most amazing choreographers I've ever worked with. He's just so nurturing, and he's so like always open to have a conversation with you, whether it's dance related or not. Always asking if you're okay. But he's also still that like hard ass, like, you're gonna get this done choreographer.
Commands respect.
Yes, and he gets it because he's just, we call him Mama. He gets all these kids to call him Mama. He's Mama Dean.
Mama Dean.
Mama Dean. So we all, even though there is that amazing like contract and everything, we all still get to feel like we can go back and we can go and see Dean and we can go and train with Dean, because now we have that connection. So
Have you ever been overseas before, or have you traveled internationally before?
yeah, just not London.
Not London, ever for work or more just holiday?
I went to in 2024, went to LA with Brent Street for Project 30, which is the AGT group. Then we also went to like Vegas, Abu Dhabi, Canada. Yeah, so we've been to a few places, and they were all job related.
Yeah, amazing. So what sort of work have you actually done in the industry? Like, are you still like just getting like grassroots emerging? Like, tell us about your professional career?
Yeah. Yeah, I've done lots of like skeleton crews with Cassie, which is like she'll film us dancing for, say, K-pop, and then send it to K-pop and they'll copy the dance or something.
Oh, that's
And then
cool.
I've done, yeah, it is very cool, and those are my favorite kind of gigs. They're very fun. And then I've just done lots of like little corporate gigs and all this stuff. But
It's the grind, right? Like it's the grind.
it's the grind, yeah. Obviously, I've done like so many auditions for musicals and stuff. Haven't gotten them.
How do you keep motivated? So there's obviously a lot of rejection in the industry. And I think, we have lots of people listening to this podcast. We also have studio owners and teachers listening to this podcast. So it's interesting to hear that perspective from the student who becomes the artist's point of view, like that rejection, how do you overcome that and keep going? Because I imagine there's a lot more no's than yeses. I mean, that's the nature of the biz, right? So how do you keep motivated?
Yeah, well, I started auditioning around like 16-ish, and the first time I got a no, I was like gutted because I made it to the last round and I was so happy and I thought I did so good, but it ended up just being my age, that I wasn't mature enough, which obviously makes sense. But I was talking to my mum about it and I was like, I don't know, like I feel like I did so good and all of this and blah, 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 and they won't give me a reason and all this stuff. Then she was just like, you need to just take it as like a class. Just take it as a class, because when you go into class and you don't get picked out, you don't get defeated. Because you're just watching someone else and you're learning from someone else. And I was like, you know what, that's actually cool. Because I was young, then I started doing more auditioning and taking it just as learning. So I would tell my agent, can you just send them a message and be like, hey, she just wants to come in and audition for like learning. So can you give us feedback at the end? So then I did more auditions and I was able to get feedback. Even though I was getting a no, I was still getting something that would help me get a yes eventually. So I think, my thing to not get defeated is just knowing that I'm always going to learn something new at each audition.
I love this so much, especially as a mum. My son plays soccer, competitive soccer, and he goes for trials for certain things. And I've trained him to just be like, just treat it like a workshop.
Yeah.
Just go and you get to play the game with these incredible people that are going to challenge you and teach you and stretch you, and that's it. It doesn't matter if you don't make the squad. It's about going to these workshops, which are really trials. We've reframed that. We're going for a free workshop. That's it. And it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's a free workshop. It's interesting because it has actually changed the way he approaches these things now. Like, he used to be really scared to go in and it's like, oh, Mum, when's the next workshop?
Yeah. It's also just like, it allows you to have fun as well.
Totally. Takes the pressure
all
off.
that pressure on it, yeah. We also had Kelly Abbey, and Kelly once said she will put her like nervous self, she will take her nervous self. This is my favorite thing I've ever heard. She'll take her nervous self out of her body. She'll sit it in a chair in the corner of the room, and she'll be like, okay, you just stay here. I'm going to go do the audition and have fun. And I was like, that's actually really true. Like, because we all get nervous. Obviously, we're always going to get nervous, but you can still have fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, do you teach as well or just performance at this stage?
I do teach.
So what's the difference between teaching and performing for you? Like, do you love the teaching component, or is it just like a means to an end? Or are you like, I actually, see the value in that as part of my career? Like, where do you see the teaching side for yourself?
I've been teaching for a long time. I've just started doing more like creative things, like videos and stuff with friends.
Is this what we're seeing on your socials?
Yeah.
So you've got like almost 30,000 followers on Instagram. So I've been checking you out. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that actually came from me being at Brent Street too. Because before I moved to Brent Street, I only had 2,000 followers.
Yeah.
So yeah,
is that them supporting? Because I know they do a lot of filming there. So do they tag you, or is it just you being in Brent Street? Like, how do you gain momentum on social media just by being at Brent Street? Like, do they support it, or you create it for yourself?
They do support. They tag and stuff like that. They share your posts and everything. Which did give me a little bit, but then I had one video from an open class that just blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was that. But then I also am a very regular poster. I'll post like at least 4 times a week.
Yeah.
I have
you have to have consistency. You're building yourself a personal brand, really. It's about that personal brand. I don't know if that's your intention or not, but that's really what you're doing, because at the end of the day, as performers, you're your own business.
Exactly.
You can be contractors, you're your own business, and you create your own opportunities through your networks. And so promoting your own personal brand is really important as a performer. And so having that consistency of not like burning out and overdoing it, but more just showing up to stay relevant, I suppose, and also be present.
It's definitely staying relevant, because I actually see when I don't have that consistency of posting, and then it's a week and then I post something, I have no fears. And then as soon as I start consistently posting again, then my views go up. And so it's really good. Like, I've gotten to see the insights on Instagram as well, and I get to see when my followers are most active, or when I'm getting.
It's really good that you're checking insights. So you've actually trying to put a bit of strategy into that.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, these days you've got to, like, I'm a talent agent and I represent artists. Like, you never used to see, even on like an acting call, like a casting call for an acting gig, whether refilm or whatever, you never used to see requests for social media numbers. Now you start seeing that. It's not on everything. And I wish it wasn't, to be honest, in a lot of ways, because good talent should be first and foremost, not how many followers you have. But there are some that will ask for that, or only say you can only apply if you've got X amount of followers, which, again, it's not everything by any means, but it has been popping up more and more, I'm noticing, in the industry. So it's kind of a catch-22 in some ways. And I guess from a dancer's perspective, there's a lot more pressure. I mean, do you feel pressure from that social media aspect?
Yeah, I definitely because I'll get burnt out sometimes, and I don't want to be posting and all this stuff. But then I remember I have to be consistent. So I have to find a video from somewhere and post it. Figure out a caption.
This is every studio owner listening right now. This is your life for your own business. You totally get it. There are days you're like, oh my God, I've got to post them like dancing in the classroom today. It happens.
Yeah.
What does your dream job look like? You've got you've got this content online persona happening, the you of, you know, that side of yourself. You've got the teacher, you've got the performer, you've now got the movie star. What's the dream job?
I'm like biggest Beyonce fan, so if she ever does, which I'm hoping she does another tour, that's what I want to be on.
Like dancing for those high profile
artists. And then I also, because I sing as well, and I want to release music sometime this year. I don't know when though.
Yeah, cool. So then you would be going for, I know this is totally different to a solo music career, but that means that you are going for those musical theatre roles. And you know how there's like dancers that can sing and dancers that can't. So you're actually a singer-dancer, like fully.
Yeah.
That's helpful.
Very handy, yes. I do love it.
Especially in a small market like Australia. Because when the commercial industry is dry, you know, like it is a little dry right now, there's so much musical theatre happening right now. So being able to go for both pies is so important. How do you define success? Like, what does success look like to you?
For me, I don't think success is like what looks like. I think it's a feeling for me. It's always going to be different for anyone else, but say I do an open class and I feel like I just did that really good. That's my success. Just a feeling. It doesn't have to be anything super big as well. It can be the littlest thing, like I woke up early today. That's success. Yeah. And then obviously there's the bigger state things where like you actually get something like being in the cast of Dance Life, which is a big success. So comparison from where you are now to where you were, say, 5 years ago too. Because I'm sure 5 years ago I never thought that I'd be in a movie. And I was probably always watching movies being like, I wish I was in a movie, blah, blah, blah. So
yeah, it's interesting because when you reflect back, it's so different, you know, like, and it's such a good reminder. Like we might complain about where we are today. Oh, I don't have this and I don't know. But think about your 5 year ago self and then go, we've actually really come leaps and bounds from there. So imagine what the next 5 years could look like, you know. So I think that's very insightful, that reflection point. I think that's very important. So what's next? What's next for Savannah?
Well, actually, you caught me at a really good time. And this is great for this right now because it can really show people the struggles of a dancer. But I am getting ACL reconstruction tomorrow, surgery. So I've actually had it for the last 2 years and I just know faulty knees, terrible knees, the whole full time. And I finally got checked out and he was like, you actually have a ruptured ACL and it looks like it's like 2 years old. And I was like, great.
You've been dancing or no?
Yeah. Dancers, I mean, we're all stubborn and no one wants to go get checked out just to be told to sit out. So we speak about it in the movie as well, like injuries, and we have to listen to our bodies, and because we want to be long-term dancers, not short-term and then quit soon, you know. Well, at least I do. I want to be dancing when I'm older too. So I had no choice but to do this surgery. Because I just
put you out from dancing itself.
Almost a year.
It's kind of good timing in a way because at least you'll have the film. And so there's a lot of leverage from that. So even if you're not dancing, you can still, I hate to say it, like stay relevant because
no, it's so true.
Of the film.
I've started the creating as well because I knew I was going to go into surgery and I was like, I don't want people to forget about me because it is what happens. Like, so I was like, I'm just going to start creating because I'll just send my friends a bunch of choreo and then film them doing it so I can keep posting as well.
Yes, and even like getting on camera and saying, "Hey, I've just created this choreo," blah blah blah, and so you can step into that choreographer mode. Totally. So keep showing up, keep doing you. Absolutely. Leverage from the film, milk that, because why not? Seriously, why not? Like, you've worked so hard. You danced on a ruptured body for 2 years. Like, So,
it's the struggles of a dancer. Like, I'm sure there's so many dancers that go through it, and dancing on injuries or dancing when they're completely burned out. So
I think Tiana Vassallo in the first series, she was injured during the filming. That would have been really
upsetting. Yeah.
That would have been really, really hard. But she's come through. I mean, we've had her on the show a couple of times now. She's incredible. So, I think that's the nature of things. But you've got to look after yourself for sure. So where can people follow your journey online? Where can they find you?
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I'm wanting to start YouTube soon, actually. With the whole, I'm going to be sitting down, so I might as well do something filming. But yeah.
Yeah, so they can follow you, and we'll pop your Instagram handle down in the show notes for everyone as well. Make sure you follow. Also, make sure everyone follows Dance Life. I think it's Dance Life TV. Am I right? What's it called? Dance Life
Series.
Dance Life Series. There we go. Dance Life Series. We'll pop that in the show notes as well for everyone. Go and watch the movie.
Yes.
Now, Jade was saying and Jade being the executive producer, and we've had Jade on our show before, and actually we've done a rewind series, bringing back our most downloaded episodes of last year, and Jade's one of them, so we're replaying that. So in the first week, apparently, when you go to the movies, that's when they start ranking the box office sales. And if it tanks, you're less likely to get a longer run at the cinemas. So we want dance to be on screens, everyone. So get in there on that first week. Don't wait. Bring your mates, dancers, non-dancers. It doesn't matter. Like, bring your friends, bring your family, and support dance on screen. Not just because you want to support dance, but it's entertainment. It is entertaining. So get into it, everyone. Go and see Dance for Your Life. We're so happy for you. We're thrilled. We can't wait to see what happens on the screen. You've come in really super chill, like you've got this super chill vibe, but then you're talking about being this fierce person. And I saw that actually in your dance video. So I'm going to be really interested to see how your story unfolds on screen and your co-stars. Thanks for being on the show. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
This show is brought to you by Studio Talent Collective, a plug-and-play talent agency helping studio owners become confident talent managers and build their own in-house talent agencies. Find out more at studiotalentcollective.com or connect with me on socials at Studio Talent Collective. If you enjoyed this episode, please rate it or leave a review. Thanks for listening.